We are starting 2022 off with a bang. I bought every Gateron yellow switch that I could find, and these are my thoughts on comparing a ton of different Gateron yellow stock versus lube. Now, I'm not gonna go super into depth and talk about like what Gateron yellows are even made of because, well, they're pretty hard to find like what the exact build materials of these Gateron yellow switches are. Like Gateron, like they're very generic. They like to say, well, we use the ink material, obviously because they don't want other people copying their exact switches, and I completely understand, especially in the market of keyboards where pretty much everything can and will be copied, unfortunately. So with that being said, I decided to find all the new and old Gateron yellows that I could find, dating from a few years ago up until now with some new releases, and just to compare them in a very basic sound test to see which of them is truly the absolute smoothest and the easiest to get and the easiest just to buy and toss into your board. Let's just go ahead and rip the band-aid off because I've already found which of these switches is the best. The best Gateron yellow is the Gateron G Pro yellow. That is my new favorite budget linear switch. It is very, very good. It uses a different stem design than the older Gateron yellows and even the cap Gateron yellows. The cap design I thought was a little weird, but the Gateron G Pro yellow you can still use for Franken switching because it is just a normal stem, but just with a different shape from the older Gateron yellow. It's very similar to the Gateron CJ switch that we looked at a couple months ago, and this stem and top housing design is just significantly smoother than previous Gateron yellows that I've tried in the past. The Gateron cap yellows, both the milky and the gold, they were decent and I was a fan of them last year, but once I tried the Gateron KS3 yellows, I didn't really see the need for the cap switches anymore just because the KS3 yellows are so much nicer, they're so much smoother, and the Gateron G Pros are just the next step above the KS3 yellow. So with that being said, there are two different variants of the Gateron G Pro yellow, or the KS9 variant. We have the clear top, which is my personal favorite and I think sounds the best stock, or maybe I just happen to get a batch that was lightly factory lubed a little bit better than the milky variant that I also have on hand. And the milky is good as well, with a bit of 205 grade 0 if the factory lube job is not that great like mine were. But to be completely frank with you guys, the Gateron G Pro clear top housings have a very good factory lube job done on them, and I really see no need to go ahead and further hand lube them with some 205 unless you just really want to mute the sound. Now in that quick comparison, we've seen the G Pro yellow go head up against the original Gateron yellow with the black housing and the clear top, and honestly it just destroys it. It's not even close. The Gateron G Pro is so much better than the original Gateron yellow, it's not even funny. There's no reason to even buy those because these are $2.50 for a pack of 10 switches anyway, so they are largely the same price, but they're just ready to go. They're pre-lubed. The housings are significantly tighter, so you really don't even need to film them, and if you really want to add additional lube, it just makes them sound ever so much better. You can find these on KNC Keys as well as PrevailKeyCompany.com. You can check out both those sites. I will have them linked in the description below, and if you use those links, it does support the channel as well. But I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy, feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel as well. And thank you again for watching our first video of 2022. But before you go, here is a quick comparison of all the Gateron yellows that I have on hand so that you guys can decide for yourself if you want to try a specific variant or not. But just save all that money and time and headache of trying different Gateron yellows. Just buy the clear top Gateron G Pro switches.